Yo, what's going on, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Road to WTT. Yes, you read the title correctly. We've had a wonderful pleasure of one of the MLTT players coming over to Calgary for a tournament, which was a great surprise, and we were super excited to have this guy show up and play with us and show the levels, basically. And it's a great way of kind of me measuring up to someone who best world ranking was 200. I'm talking about Chinwei. Yeah, hopefully I say that right. Holy, I'm struggling with names, as you know. But going back to the video itself, we'll get back to that game in a bit here. Starting off first with quarterfinal versus George Gao, good friend of mine. We played so many times. It's probably the first time in a few years that we played. Again, great forehand on George. He's always there to just abuse me. Here we go. Abuse me with the forehand. Overall, just wanted to give you a few updates on how I felt all tournament, and all tournaments I felt fantastic. Forehand was alright. Forehand was probably at the level it usually is. Backhand, however, backhand felt amazing. This is probably first time where I just felt super secure and super confident in Zaire, and I still like trying to get used to maybe like first attack when the ball is low and downspin, and I still don't get those balls that are like super low, and so that I can start speedy slow attack. But if it's just a drive forward, I think I figured it out, and I just go to town now on backhand. So you're gonna see a few great shots from me on the backhand side, and I was having the time of my life, honestly, with the backhand whole tournament. We played doubles, and I was making pretty good shots in doubles. Same thing for singles, even though I missed some of those, but like misses felt like exceptionally rare for me. And we're gonna talk about my game versus the MLTT player later. Again, sorry if it took for kind of disappearing there for a little bit. Discord has been fantastic. Like people just leaving messages all the time. We had our boy Conrad going to Japan and meeting one of the Discord people, Tomek, in Japan, and they played in Japan, and it was like super awesome moment, and I was like super happy to see that. So shout out to the boys, and yeah, like the community is growing. I'm really proud of that. Great backhand, and as you can see, like I was making great backhands all day, and I'm just like it felt amazing. Moving on to the video itself, basically with the channel, maybe not growing right now as I'm not posting a lot of videos. It just I have all this time to kind of think of videos, even though sometimes I just don't have time or energy to kind of move on and do what I really want to. I'm super grateful for everyone for their support and the community that we built in here. I'm super grateful for people that join also the free discovery calls. I put out a few slots on the weekends basically, and basically all of them are filled up except for the days that I have tournaments for obvious reasons. So those have been pretty sick. I think I'm gonna, however, move those out from the Saturday time because I still want to have live streams on Saturdays. I feel like we need to get back to those as I'm kind of done with my things that I was doing in February, so we can move on back to the live streams. So yeah, that is pretty sick. If you haven't yet, free discovery call, the link in the description, and you can basically half an hour with me to analyze your game and see the kind of things you need to improve on. But moving on, a tough game against George here. As you can see, it's super close. First game was on a balance. Great movement there, and as you can see, I'm also not wearing my knee thing anymore. I do feel confident enough in my movement, and like it doesn't. I usually wear it just as a safe precaution, but it's. I feel good enough now that I don't kind of need it. I might wear it again just for like a safety reason, just for like peace of mind kind of reason. But I don't need it anymore. I think because yeah, we making improvements. I don't. I'm having trouble with kind of losing weight. I've done some blood work recently, and some of the stuff was not good, so we're gonna work on that and that like kind of have that fixed up first before actually focusing on something different. But yeah, um, like moving on from this is just like I feel like I'm ready to take the next step. And games like today with someone who is like levels above what I usually play against, and it was like it was like a throwback to what I sometimes faced when I was like in national team in Ukraine, and like stuff like that when it's just the levels are absolutely insane, and it just shows people that train all the time like what level you can get to, and it was like really inspiring. Moving on to a semifinal versus Horan. Um, the Our boy from MLTT already finished his semifinal versus Sanuka, and it was absolute massacre 4-0. He also beat my partner Crown V, who I usually play in the finals, as you've seen in videos previously, and that game finished 3-0. So you by what I'm telling you, you can kind of tell what's going to happen next. But for main hurdle here was to get through Horan first. I've been really impressed with Horan. Like his growth as a player has been fantastic. He also been playing well, and he beat Sanuka for third place, which was great to see. Not to kind of criticize Sanuka there, but like it looks like people are starting to catching up to him, and I feel like that's great for overall development of like youth table tennis in Alberta overall. So that I think like the closer it is, the better chance they have of just improving. Um, but yeah, I didn't take this game lightly. I wanted this game to be 4-0. However, I didn't want to expend as much energy just to save as much energy as I can for the final. But as you can tell, my backhand has been really great. And I don't know, like I just had this light hand about me, like usually how I play. And I just kind of started to figure out what Zaire expects of me in order to play forward. And I feel like I found this balance of of how much I have to hit the ball and how much I have to just purely use the grip of the racket. And it's just been working out great. I did have a lot of thought about maybe I should go to Dignix on 9C setup, but as you can see, the thing is flying right now, and I feel like I found my back in rubber for the near future at least. Um, and also, I feel like I had a lot of thoughts in my head to maybe like changing the blade that I have, but yeah, I'm sticking with Team Ball. I've been really happy with my setup recently, so I'm gonna be playing like this for quite some time. Um, Forehand has been hit and miss, and again, it's due to maybe physical limitations that I'm struggling with that. It's mainly mobility work that I'm kind of missing right now. Obviously, goal is to get lighter and on the feet and quicker by getting lighter, right? But mobility has been the main thing. Like I've been, as you know, I'm working with a personal trainer. I still work with a personal trainer once a week, and everything relates to strength training, like squats and everything like that. We take obviously easy on like the legs exercises because of the knee stuff, but we working through some stuff, and like I can at least like get some exercises done, like lunges and stuff like that, where it was previously painful. Now I can do those exercises. However, there's like mobility is something that kills me, and I definitely like I hate working on mobility. It just doesn't give me joy at all. But it's something that you just have to like lock in and you just have to do it. Um, yeah, so it is what it is on that front. It's one of those things that it's kind of like with the blood work I mentioned. Just you just need to like get the lifestyle together in order to improve on that standpoint. So yeah, like especially like my hips and stuff is just it's just crazy, not flexible. And I feel like my game kind of shows that I have this great backhand, and I feel like I can use my forehand like a little bit better, but it's just I don't have the correct mobility and flexibility in order to fulfill my potential on the forehand side. That's just my short little explanation of what I think. Yeah, but as you can see, like tough couple of games against Horan, tough starts in the last two games, right? Some mistakes there, but it was more so like lack of concentration. I was like, I never thought of it as like I hate the rubber or something like that. It was more so any mistake I had was just like, I just need to focus a little bit more. And as you can tell, like it was so hard for Horan to block my shot. And I've had a lot of games against Horan on this channel where I played with Dignix 05 and I played with different rubbers, and he most of the time, like back in rally, was him being able to handle it, like with block at least, like relatively okay. But like you're gonna notice that one backhand, and it's just not even a crazy speedy one. It's just this spin that I can put on it with Zaire is just absolutely insane. So I feel like Zaire is a rubber that just fits my backhand needs really well. So I feel like I come around on it. I've been going back and forth on it. Some people will be like, "This is so quick." Like V tried to play with it, and he's like, "This is the quickest thing I've ever seen." And for me, I feel like I handle it pretty well. But yeah, 8-10 down in game number 4. It's all about experience, baby. So experience will carry us through. And like, look at those, just backhand rallies were absolutely insane. But moving on to final. I played final versus Chinwei Yi. I hope I pronounced his name right. Best rating in his career 2 years ago was world rank number 200, so you can see the level. He plays for Florida Gators currently in MLTT, and like I've seen clips of him playing for Chinese Taipei in the World Cup. I've seen him play in the like Spanish League, Portugal League. So he is traveling around playing. And yeah, it was like really exciting to play someone like this, to measure up myself. Watching that game back, oh man, I really want to take this one back. I feel like I could have done so much more of just stuff that I like wasn't used to really from, that's only because I haven't played that kind of a person, that kind of level in so long. As you can tell, I'm struggling with the serve, and the serve receive was the biggest issue for me. I was just too high. I just needed to be lower in the ball. I thought I read every single serve, and it was that what I read. However, it's just like it was just too strong of a spin, right? So and then it was kind of in my head that I was like over exaggerating a little bit. So you can see, I'm still, I couldn't believe to the highest point that he would serve it downspin when I was like looking at it in side spin. So yeah, this game I got shown the levels basically. Let's just say that, and I think I kept up pretty well in the first game. As you can tell, I can't even see the score. I think it's 8-10 right now. Yeah, I had my chances basically of playing, and as you can see, when it's backhand, when I can play my backhand, I can't keep up with people of this level. However, like everything else still needs a lot of work. What he was doing great is not allowing me to play my game through my backhand, and it was just like really noticeable like that. I just cannot. I just don't have the advantage on my backhand. He was keeping me really aggressive, playing really aggressive on my backhand, so that I don't have any chance. And as you can see, as soon as it's ball that's relatively comfortable for me, I'm winning those points. Yeah, so it was a lot of stuff that I'm like, serve receive wasn't great. And then yeah, obviously like full work and everything like that is just something that needs to be improved. But it was just like this kind of game showed me why I had and I still have the desire to travel around and go to the States mainly because that would be the closest point where I can travel, and play with people of this level. Obviously, MLTT is there. United States just has higher level than Canada, and yeah, like it would just push me to be a better table tennis player, and it would push me to learn new stuff, and that basically correlates of me helping you guys with learn new stuff. So obviously, it just has a great effect. I want to be like one of those, I guess, coaches that participates in his own events, because I do see a lot of coaches like around me that yeah, they're coaching, but they don't want to participate to ruin their reputation of like not playing well or like losing to some other people. And I'm like, that's the opposite thinking that I have. I still want to develop myself and then learn new stuff so that I can help you guys if you have any questions for me, right? So as you can see, just a great, just such a quick guy, like and yeah, even though I tried to play my best, it's just yeah, at some point it was just getting into my head, like I was missing these sitters. Like as you can see, I was just missing some of the shots that I usually make, and then when I make them, it's not that quality that would be discomforting for a person of Chinwei's level. And yeah, like his backhand it wasn't crazy fast, but it was just one of those that were like, it looks innocent when it flies at you, but it kicks at the last moment so hard that you just don't know how to deal with it properly. It was like it legit flew to me almost like a ball was not around or something, and the ball was perfectly fine. So yeah, like I did my best, and like I got 9-8 point games in there. However, like it's just not the level that I'm at right now, and frankly I was never at that level. However, I feel like there is a point in my journey here, in Road to WTT series specifically, that we can get better. We can improve so much that at least I can give a game, a fight, get a set, maybe two, of someone like him, and just have that series continue, right? So yeah, it's been a great experience. I really am thankful for Chinwei to come to Alberta and play in a tournament. It was super sick to see, super sick to get my ass beat like that, because it just shows that yeah, if you play around in your bubble all the time, you stay in that level. However, if you train with someone like him and you always play people that are super high level, then you actually can play at that level eventually. And that's just to the point where if you have the ability to travel around and play as much tournament as possible, you should do that. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. That's a really different dynamic because you don't see me lose that often on this channel, and that's something that I want to fix, I guess. I want to play more people that are high level. So yeah, again, thank you for watching this video. Thank you, Chinwei, for coming over, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.